Attention, you are now listening to the Extra Medium Show with your hosts, Alex and Corey.
Hello and welcome back to another episode, everybody. This is the Extra Medium Show, and I am Corey.
I am Alex.
And across the room is HeMan.
Thank you.
Another one.
And this week, we are talking
Prison movies.
prison movies.
And I was thinking about this on the way here. What better way to start it out than a personal experience? And when you think of prison, what do you think usually goes along with it? This is going to be a curveball.
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah. County fairs. County fairs.
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand.
I guess.
They kind of do. I think so.
Well, Alex and I went to the county fair.
Yes, we did. And it was an experience.
Yeah. Overall, good. Nothing bad happened.
No. We did end up seeing the Demolition Derby while we were there, which was pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I'm from like a country area, and for some reason I thought I had been to a Demolition Derby. I must have been to a Demolition Derby, but I must not have paid attention.
Yeah.
Or I'd look at it different as an adult, because it was kind of intense. Most of the time, it was low impact.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, dude.
We saw some guy's soul leave his body.
Yeah, there's no way he's walking out of there without CTE. There's no way. We both looked at each other at the same time and we're just like, did you see that? Like, it was like one of those videos with the crash test dummies and they show you like what happens. It was easy, 25, 30 miles an hour. Easy.
His forehead touched the dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
But he
awesome.
kept going.
Yeah. He walked out of there.
He's a trooper.
We were led a ride because the first two we saw 3 rounds. The first 2 rounds it was like 3 cars in one round and then 4 cars in the next.
4 or 5.
And then for the third round they said fuck it and put 22 cars in their thing.
It might have been more than that.
Holy shit.
Dude, well, the first one was like 3 small cars.
Yeah.
The second one was like 4 or 5 minivan type cars.
Yeah, or like a Trailblazer.
Yeah, and one was like
that.
an Explorer or something. And they were pretty decent. And then, I think it was more than 22.
A car got engulfed in flame.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was
that was
awesome. So
sweet.
go to your county fair.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't sit close because I figured the further back you sit, the less chance you have of dying.
Like Final Destination style.
Yeah, some kind of debris.
Yeah.
Flaming debris.
But people had their babies right up front and center.
Oh, dude. And, all right, so you had to wear long sleeves to drive the car. One guy only had a short sleeve shirt. So a guy in the pit takes his shirt off.
Who's twice his size.
And he gives him his shirt, but it wasn't even a long sleeve shirt. It was a short sleeve shirt that was just too big. So it came down like a long sleeve shirt. And they let him drive. And I'm pretty sure his car caught on fire.
Yeah. The thing with state fairs are you have different groups of people. You have the people who are there, I'd say just average citizens.
Yeah.
Like Corey and I,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to give us anything or take anything away from us. You have the people who are there on like dates, like mostly teenagers.
Yeah.
You could tell because they are dressed inappropriately.
Yeah.
And then you have the families there where they look forward to this fair the whole year. And they are also dressed inappropriately, but in a
different way.
in a different way.
Yeah.
Interesting to watch all 3 coexist.
Yeah.
But it's some of these people, man.
Yeah. There definitely seemed to be segments that were missing from those groups of
Most
people.
certainly.
But overall, I ate questionable food. And
He had steak on a stick.
yeah, I'm like, and then after I ate it, I'm like, what kind of idiot am I eating steak on a stick?
I
at
think
a
that's
fucking
better than
county
cheese
fair?
on a stick.
Yeah. And
I think so.
Well, then I saw people eating chicken wings, and I was like,
Yeah.
And then probably not. And then there's people eating pork.
Yeah, I'd prefer to eat foods that don't necessarily need to be kept at a certain temperature pre-cooking.
Yeah.
Like county fair food.
Well, after that I went French fry
Yeah.
and elephant ear.
Yep.
Or
No, you didn't.
funnel cake.
You
I
went funnel cake.
And I always mess up, and after I get it, I'm like, God, damn it, I wanted to go elephant ear, and I always regret it. But
Did you regret it?
Yeah.
You even got the bag and everything.
Yeah. That was clutch, though.
It was Amish style.
That doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot.
I don't think so.
I don't trust the Amish. Anyways, back to prison.
So how does the fair introduce prison movies?
I feel like there's a lot of overlap in clientele.
Okay, yeah, true.
You know, I mean that's a broad assumption.
That third group mingles in both groups.
You know, they both can get pretty rowdy at times. But
all right, so what's your favorite prison movie? I mean, it's a weird thing to say because most prison movies are like gritty and.
I mean,
dark.
you have the easy answer, Shawshank,
Yeah.
which is a phenomenal movie. Like it's one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, I think on the list that we're counting down, it's
high, so
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about it too much.
Well, it's number one on the IMDb
Oh,
list.
yeah.
So.
I mean, we can talk about it.
I mean, most people have probably already seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I bet there's a surprising amount of people who haven't though,
Yeah. I mean, people who just never got around to it or never had the opportunity.
and just a whole generation, a whole younger generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like part of our generation hasn't seen it, and then beyond us, I mean, I don't know. That number's just gonna keep dwindling.
Right. For me, that movie, the biggest thing that prevented me from watching it was the name. Like, I never understood the name. I didn't know it. I didn't even know it was a prison movie. I knew it was a Stephen King movie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was like a horror movie, which obviously I've said in the past I don't
Yeah.
really indulge in.
Well, we also have the benefit of living near where it was filmed, so
Yeah.
I knew that
Yeah.
before I watched the movie. Like this.
See, I didn't know that.
I watched it as a kid because my mom loves Stephen King movies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think it's great.
yeah,
I think basically if people who haven't seen it, it's about a man who's wrongly convicted of
Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, he's wrongly convicted, murdering his wife and her lover,
Yeah.
and sentenced to life, and
Yeah.
you know,
Escapes from prison.
basically, and everything that happens
Redemption
in between.
tale.
Yep. But I mean, you have some of the
Morgan Freeman.
You can't go wrong with Morgan Freeman.
Right.
What do you think? If excluding
excluding-
Shawshank,
Excluding Shawshank.
yeah,
I mean, what comes to mind is The Green Mile,
yeah, that's a great movie.
but that's not necessarily my favorite because The Green Mile is like so heavy and it's hard to
I'm
watch.
tired, boss.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, you're tired. That's what I looked at the person next to me right when he said
That's
that.
another
I
Stephen
was
King
saying the
movie
same
too.
thing. I'm tired. This is draining. This movie.
Yeah,
So like maybe once every few years you can watch The Green Mile.
it's always on FX.
Yep.
And I suppose that it
Always.
makes it. I suppose that makes it a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's draining, but at the same time, like, damn.
It gets you invested.
Is there really any moments in the movie where you're like happy? Are there really any moments?
When he's feeding the mouse at the end. When
Okay.
he's old.
Yeah.
And the mouse is still alive somehow.
Yeah.
70 years later.
Because they got the
Blessing or whatever you want to call it.
Still makes you sad though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
you know what? A lighter prison movie.
What's that?
Let's Go to Prison.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Love
That's
it.
Dax Shepard, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. So this judge, Dax Shepard's like a criminal,
Mm-hmm.
and this judge, that always put him away. Like his son goes to prison, so Dax Shepard goes to prison on purpose to be his son's cellmate. And I think he's gonna kill him or something. And then
Who's the other guy? Is it
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I like him. He's
And
really funny.
Bob Odenkirk's in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that movie a long time ago, but I remember it being pretty funny. Because he starts out like hating him, but they end up like joining forces, right?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Like, don't take it seriously.
You know.
But
I'm a big fan of the older prison movies. And now, or maybe not even older prison movies, but POW movies.
okay,
Would you count those? That's
Yeah.
prison,
Yeah,
right?
that's
sure.
So, have you ever seen Stalag 17?
Nope.
I don't know what year. Old movie, black and white, but it's Americans are in a German POW camp. Okay, this one's kind of it's on the comedy end, but it's still pretty dramatic. But a stalag is the building where they live in,
Okay.
and they're planning an escape, but their plans keep getting foiled. So there's a rat on the inside, and they think it's just one American guy who's like always doing business with the guards, getting cigarettes and stuff. Turns out, there's a twist, and it's someone else. It's really good though because
It's a comedy?
sort of it's a light drama.
Yeah, it's old. It's not from 1953.
Yeah, but it's really good because it shows just like there's one scene where across the camp where they have Russian women captured, and they all are like trying to catch glimpses of them taking showers and stuff, and it's just it's really good at showing how they pass time by when they're in jail. And then along those same lines, you have The Great Escape with Steve McQueen. Have you seen that?
No.
Yes.
You need to see that. That's a
movie.
great movie. That's the same deal. American and British POWs in a German camp. But this time, it's not anywhere near as fun.
They referenced that movie in the movie we just talked about.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Where he almost got that part.
I know what The Great Escape is. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
And that's a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest anyone to watch it. It's a little long, but it's great.
So most prison movies tend to be prison break movies because...
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to have that hope,
Yeah.
I
I personally like the movie Con Air with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, well, that's a prison movie,
And a
but they're
prison
not
escape,
in
right?
prison.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. It is a
they're
prison escape.
prisoners.
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
That's what we already talked about. That was one of our first episodes. We talked about likable bad guys.
Cyrus
And
the Virus.
Cyrus the Virus is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Malkovich.
I just caught some of that a couple weeks ago. It was on TV. It was the scene where they were in like the dust storm
Mm-hmm.
and, taking off or whatever.
Yeah. No, Dave Chappelle gets left behind.
Yeah. Is he eating lunch or he's
flirting with the
yeah.
other pilot or whatever
Yeah.
she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
And
One of
then-
Nicolas Cage's better movies.
And then, yeah, like that, it's like a guy goes to prison who's like wrongly accused.
Most of the time, it is like a wrongly
Well,
accused.
he
Or
wasn't
like-
wrongly accused. It was a self-defense.
Yeah, but
I don't think he should have gone to prison for
Right.
as long as he did.
Right.
Well, could you like his character? Would you like his character less if he was like a fucking in there for manslaughter because he beat the shit out of someone?
I mean, that's
Like-
pretty much what he did.
Well,
But he
not
didn't.
as like a self-defense type situation, but just because he got drunk in a bar one time, and you always have to have that redeeming factor in the main character. I
Yeah.
think you know what I mean, or else.
yeah.
I mean, is that the case in most, or is that like truth? No.
No. Because
But-
what's he do in The Rock? What's Sean Connery in for?
Ooh.
I'm not sure.
Ooh.
But he's likable,
Yeah,
and he's clearly a criminal.
that's true. Well, you even kind of root for the guy who's the colonel or whatever he is.
And that's, I
In The
mean, that's a
Rock.
different kind of prison movie, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's in prison. They take him out of prison to go to a prison that's being held prisoner. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true. Now, have you seen like The Platform?
yeah.
Someone told me it must have been you then. Someone told me to watch that, and that is a strange movie.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
It's in a different language, isn't it? Is it Spanish?
I think so.
I
It's
think so,
It's
too.
dubbed over in English.
Yeah. It's basically
It's a prison with like
an elevator shaft in the middle.
Oh yeah, you were telling us.
yeah,
about it.
yeah. The elevator shaft goes down the middle,
and it's
of-
a platform. It's not like
so
an enclosed
So
elevator.
each floor has a big hole in it,
Mhm.
in the middle, and
Mhm.
there's a thing that goes up and down, and there's floors. For all you know, there's infinite floors.
Yeah, no one knows what the last floor is.
Yeah, and there's 2 people to each floor. It's a prison system, and so if you're on the top floor, every day a thing of food comes down, a giant feast
Like
comes
it's
down
gourmet food, like
on this platform.
fancy.
If you're on the first thing, you get as much as you can eat while it's on your floor, and then it lowers.
Mhm.
You can't take food with you, or they'll like freeze you out and stuff. But then if there's floor like 200, So by the time it gets down to them, there's no food, and people are dying.
Yeah.
People are trying to.
You have to make
jump
the
floors.
decision. Like, hey, there's 2 people. If I can kill this guy,
Yeah.
I got something to eat.
And then every like week or so, they switch you up,
Mhm.
and you end up on a different floor randomly.
So you could be on floor like 107. Next week you're on floor 13.
So of course, instead of everybody sharing, if everybody on the top floors just ate a little bit, there'd be
took their
enough.
fair share.
But they don't
No.
do that because everybody's been on floor 150 before, and they know how it feels to not have food. So
Right.
when they're on 10,
They gorge themselves. Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting concept.
yeah, and the one guy's trying to get everybody to. It's a whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the ending kind of sucks. But the whole concept of the movie's pretty sweet. I feel like we went too far in depth with this description.
No.
He chose to be in the prison too, didn't
Yeah, he did.
I forget why.
For like an experiment of some sort
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, and everybody gets to bring in one item,
Mm-hmm.
and he brings like a book, like an idiot, because someone else has a sword.
Yeah.
So like,
Pen is mightier than the sword.
nah, we'll see.
Not in that situation.
Speaking of experiments, this isn't necessarily a movie. Have you ever seen the Stanford
Yep.
prison
Yep.
experiment?
I
That shit
like
is
that
deep.
a lot. Yeah, I just listened to a podcast about that a little while ago and
Yeah.
went a little more in depth into it. But it's just crazy how like a pair of sunglasses can change your view.
Yeah.
Like basically, if you don't know what that is, it was in Stanford in the 70s, I think. And they had a group of guys. They split them in half. Half were prison guards, and they were given a pair of sunglasses, and the other half were prisoners, and they were made to wear like a just like plain shirt, and they had to pretend they were in prison. And the prisoners started acting like prisoners, and the guards started acting like guards, and not even like consciously. It was just like,
And
I
then,
don't know.
yeah, it's just basically about how that power gets to you,
Mhm.
and that shit gets out of hand.
Mhm.
And there has to be.
But the whole thing about it was messed up. It wasn't like a legit experiment. Like it was a legit experiment, but it wasn't like approved or anything
Yeah.
like that. The findings were inconclusive because the way the
didn't run
variables in
correctly,
it
yeah.
and stuff. It was just mess. It was just to fuck with the guys, basically, not on purpose, but that's what the result was.
Would you ever sign up for an experiment in that similar sense?
If I'm the guard, I'll beat the shit out of someone.
I feel like Alex is a candidate that they would prey on.
Oh, I would cry so much.
No, I mean, like, you would sign up for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
If I was a prisoner, I'd be like the guy from Shawshank in the first night. You know?
Have you ever seen Law-Abiding Citizen?
yeah.
Yes, that's yeah.
It's a great movie, in my opinion. Would you have done something similar if you were that guy and you watched your wife and daughter get murdered, then saw him go free?
Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy about that.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's my likable character.
Yeah. That's similar to A Time to Kill, isn't it? Have you
Yeah,
ever seen that
sort of.
movie? Similar plot.
Yeah, they got revenge on the person who did the dirty deed.
Yeah.
Revenge is an easy game to play in a film. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people emphasize with that.
Yeah, they root for that person because obviously they've been through some traumatic experience.
Is emphasize the right word? Did I use the wrong word?
No, I see it. I think it fits.
I don't think it fits. I don't know. If you went to prison, I asked this in a previous episode. Are you joining the gang?
No.
No.
Now we talking about.
I know
like,
you're saying it like a joke, but like
No,
people,
yeah, I
people
feel
do
like
go
you
to
have
prison.
to.
People do go to prison like that aren't expecting to go to prison. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, shit happens. Like,
Now we talking like Summit County Prison, or are we talking about like California Correction Facility?
Well, Summit County's a jail.
Okay,
Prisons and jails are different.
okay,
yeah.
You know,
but like how big are
So
we?
you're
prison.
doing? No, I mean,
correctional facility. You're in there for some time.
I might, depending on who's running the
Shame
block.
I feel like our gangs are limited, to be honest with you.
I feel like yours are more limited than Shaman. Shaman has curly hair at least.
What does that got to do with anything?
Just look a little more.
Exotic.
Yeah.
I mean, people have asked me.
You can check a couple more
before.
boxes than Alex can.
I got all my cards in one basket.
Oh, no.
You're already halfway there with the tattoos.
Dang. Shame on what you got on your chest.
Hair.
No, it's what do you say on the episode? It's
Oh no! Time waits for no man.
time waits for no man. Tatted on the chest. No. You ever see? Nah. Have you ever seen the show Oz?
No.
That's like a fucking intense,
I think I have, but I don't remember anything about it.
intense fucking prison series. I watched it.
Is
as
it
a
about
kid.
Wizard of Oz?
No,
All right.
it's about prison. It was an HBO show, like in like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
What
was
about Orange
intense.
Is the New Black?
Yeah, I started watching it and then stopped.
Yeah.
Once they took over the jail and like I don't know. It was
I
weird.
don't think I've ever seen an episode of it.
Too much
Yeah,
nudity.
sure.
I'm not into that kind of stuff. So I try to avoid it.
The Longest Yard
Oh yeah.
is
Old one or a new one? Which one do you like? Have you seen them both?
Yeah, the new one. I mean,
I like the new one.
but
I
it's
like
still.
Yeah.
is,
I mean, I have to
whatever.
say the new one because it's just down on more my speed.
Mm-hmm.
But
Who's your favorite character? If you can remember.
I don't have a favorite
Nelly.
character. I don't like it that much.
I like
Nelly, what the
I like the backup quarterback guy.
the backup quarterback. I don't. Doesn't he die?
He's the kicker. No,
no, he gets fucked up though.
I don't know.
he's the guy who
How many times you guys watched this movie?
I've seen it quite a bit. Unfortunately, I keep watching Adam Sandler. Like I don't even mean to, but there's just always like an Adam
Grown
Sandler
Ups
movie
is always on.
Yeah.
One or two is always on TV.
And I don't hate Adam Sandler, but I don't love him either. I don't. His shit, like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
It's good when appropriate, but
What's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Probably
Billy Madison.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not
Billy
a huge
Madison's
fan of
pretty
his
good.
earlier stuff.
Happy Gilmore's pretty good
Yeah.
though. Click.
Whataburger's okay.
I hate Click.
Yeah, he
Click's
hates-
pretty good.
he
Why?
hates Click.
I don't know. I hate it. Hate it.
That was a good message.
I like Grown Ups.
Grown Ups.
It's all right.
But I think Grown Ups is really good.
I'm an
because
Adam
of the,
Sandler fan. I think I need to come to as I keep rattling off
Yeah.
movies. I'm like, I'm an Adam Sandler fan.
I like his group. I think they're
Yeah.
hilarious.
I like that he puts the same people in movies.
Hey, if he's eating, his homies
Yeah.
are eating too.
Mr. Deeds is good.
Mr. Deeds is pretty good. 50 First Dates is good.
All right.
Big Daddy,
Big Daddy.
I like that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Wedding Singer.
I've only seen that once. I don't remember much about it. Is that one band in The Wedding Singer? The Dan Band?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're dope though.
I like the Dan Band.
Have you ever seen Get Hard?
Yeah.
Bro, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart. You're either a fan of Kevin Hart or you're not. So if you're not a fan of Kevin Hart, you won't like that movie.
Yeah.
Basically. Or same with Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
So
Now you were talking about prison, war prison camps movies, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Unbroken?
Unbroken? Nah, I don't watch inspirational movies.
That was a good movie. Have you ever seen it?
Unbroken.
Yeah, it's about...
He's a Olympic runner, and he gets drafted into World War II, and then he gets captured by the Japanese and ends up in a Japanese work camp. And the guy who's in charge is trying to break him because he knows he's an Olympic champion, and dude refuses to, quit.
Your man's unbroken.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a pretty good
I
movie.
hate that shit.
Alex doesn't like inspirational sports movies,
All right,
inspirational movies, period.
Let me ask you one right here. Is this a prison movie?
Yeah, he's in a.
No. I'm about to ask you about this movie.
Oh,
The Truman Show.
I would say yeah,
Is
because
he
he
in
can't
prison?
escape. He can't leave.
Yeah.
I mean, he does,
Yeah, at the end because he breaks out. Pretty much.
but it's not a traditional prison.
But in a sense, it's a prison.
But in a sense, he's trapped somewhere. Although he doesn't know it. Are you in prison if you don't know it?
I mean, crazy people are in prison. They are locked inside their own head. They don't know it.
Is crazy the correct term?
Well,
Mentally ill patient. I was gonna say something else, but caught myself.
So in that theory, is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest a prison movie? Because they have basically guards, and he breaks out. Well, he doesn't break out, but have you seen that movie?
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I think so. It's
So then there's all kinds of.
Shutter Island. Is that a prison
That's
movie?
what I'm saying. That opens up a whole nother
Yeah.
thing. That's not prison though. I mean,
If you get sent there through a court system,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, mentally ill people get sent to places like that because they've done something wrong. They're not going there, for most part, they're not going there under their own free will.
Yeah.
I mean, people do check themselves into places like that to get help,
Yeah.
but at that point, they're allowed to leave. People who get sent to places like that cannot leave.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I would say, Shutter Island is a prison movie.
Do they still have places like that?
Yeah.
I mean,
Those are always like the most haunted places on those, all those
because-
ghost shows.
Yeah.
oh yeah, we probably should mention Cool Hand Luke.
Have you seen it?
I've never seen it.
No.
I started watching it, and it's, from what I saw, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Who's the guy who's in it? Paul Newman. Fantastic. That's a fucking man right there. Yeah, it's good. It's like he's sent to a work camp down in, I think, Texas, and there's only like 50 guys there, but they basically every day either go and break up rocks, turn big rocks into little rocks, or they are fucking cleaning brush off the side of the road, and it looks miserable. Miserable.
Now, do you think chain gangs were right to have, or were you against them?
Fuck them. I'm with them.
I don't
I mean,
have an opinion, to be honest.
Yeah. I kind of agree with them.
All right, so my last honorable mention prison movie, Holes.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I love Holes.
Yeah.
Holes is a great movie.
Yeah.
one.
It's just dope.
Stanley Yelnats,
Oh, the third.
the third. That's a great movie.
Yeah, I loved that movie as a
that
kid.
kind of had a M. Night Shyamalan type twist in it.
It's a good movie. It's a solid. That is a solid movie, and it's appropriate for a wide age range.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it teaches young kids, you have consequences to your actions, but then you can always, make up for those bad decisions. I'm just saying. And plus, it teaches you that digging holes can get you treasure. So,
That's not true.
I mean, it made me dig holes in my backyard. So,
We forgot to mention one of the best prison escape movies in the game, Escape from Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Clint Eastwood. Have you seen that?
yes.
That's
A
that's a
while
true
ago.
story. Well, I mean, it's based on a true story.
Yeah, there's some liberties.
Do you think they made it out?
Yeah.
You do? Because
Yeah.
they never found. Maybe I think they found like a shirt or something, but they never found anything else.
I think they
Yeah.
made it out.
Yeah.
I'd like to think they made it out.
I mean, I don't because they were
I
prisoners.
feel like it leads you to believe it.
Fuck.
But, yeah.
If you're gonna go through all that, hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they were murderers. I don't know.
American History X is a prison movie too,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
I'm waiting to watch that until the countdown. I haven't seen it
you've
yet.
never seen it?
Nope.
Jesus
I've never
Christ.
seen
Nope. But I
Oh
want to
my
be
God.
fresh. I want to be fresh.
Well, I'm not. I don't know if I'm
I've
rewatching.
I've seen the curb stomp scene.
Why would you just watch that?
It was
Oh,
on something. We talked
yeah,
about
I've
this
seen
before.
You
that.
both have, you crazy
Yeah.
people.
I enjoy a good curb stomping.
God, that's.
Hey, I'm a man of taste.
No, you're not. That's gross.
You got any honorable
I'm
mentions? Alex?
disgusted.
You got Bridge on the River Kwai.
I've never seen that. The only thing I know about that is it's Ron Swanson's favorite movie.
It's a long movie.
So-
It's Japanese internment camp. No, not an no. It's a Japanese POW camp. And they force the POWs to build a bridge, and then they build it, and then it gets destroyed by their own forces, and then they're like, "Fuck," right? Didn't you say you've seen it?
I've seen it a while ago. I can't.
Anybody else got
I have an honorable mention. Have you ever seen the movie Shot Caller? It's on Netflix.
No.
So this guy ends up going to jail because he's in a car accident and his friend dies, and they charge him with manslaughter. And he's like a white collar lawyer, right? He doesn't belong in prison. He's gonna get fucked by somebody.
Jesus.
Like literally.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't because
That's like Oz level
He
shit.
ends
That's
up-
like on Oz.
Yeah.
Like that's the shit to be going down. Like,
yeah. He ends up
intense.
getting in with the white guys in prison, and they make him do things to earn credit, to protect him. And one
Sexual favors?
no,
fellatio?
like hiding drugs and stuff. And then while he's getting this credits, there's this.
Where does he hide the drugs?
What do you think? Well, this prison riot starts, right?
Okay.
Well, it's more of a fight, not a riot. And he ends up saving this enemy leader, right? A Mexican leader.
Yeah.
And he's like, I owe you, cuz, right? So he becomes a shot caller with the white guys because now he's the bridge to them, right? For the drugs.
Okay.
So when he gets out, he's like top dog. Right, he's making, all the calls to how to distribute these guns for these drugs, right? And the twist at the end is he goes against everything, goes against all the gangs, turns them in and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now he's the extreme shot caller. He runs everything because he just turned in the leader of the old group. So now he runs everything. It's a good movie. I recommend it. So.
Oh, yeah.
I try to avoid violence in movies.
Well, I mean, there's a ton of... I'm going to ignore that statement. There's a ton of movies that, like, have prison scenes. And, like, so we could go on forever
Yeah.
mentioning those. I was trying to base
Yeah.
it more on movies.
Actual prison.
Yeah, in prison. So
a good
the list
TV
goes
show
on.
that has quite a
It's
bit
like a
to
Ja
do.
Rule movie.
Well, you have like the Prison Break TV show. I've never seen that. I've heard about it. Heard it's really good. But I'm thinking, like, Sons of Anarchy has a lot to do with prison.
Oh, yeah. Half their club's in prison.
Exactly. It's interesting to me how, and this is like a real life thing, how so many decisions get made in prison and get, sent out to non-prisoners.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Like, this guy, the gang leader's in prison. He wants someone killed. Well, that even though he's in prison, that guy's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He has reach.
Yeah. So I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I respect that. I'm thinking about turning a life of like becoming a criminal, but
If you were a
I
character,
just want to put it out there that I'm not in any way affiliated with any criminal action.
if
done by him.
you were a character in Sons of Anarchy, who would you be?
like one of them,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a good enforcer. Nah. If I was a character, I would like to be I don't know. I'd probably just do whatever you tell me to do. So I'd be like a
Tig,
him, or who's the guy who
the Irish dude,
no, the Happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see it.
I could live with that.
I
Bobby.
would be... Oh, go ahead.
I'm Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby
Bobby
thought
Elvis.
about this.
Yeah. Well, he's their accountant, and I'm an accountant. So.
And you look eerily similar.
I am whichever one does not go to prison at the end of the show.
That's a tough one.
The Irishman? Oh, what's his name?
Chibs?
I
Yeah.
don't think he ever went to prison.
All right, that's me.
I don't know.
I mean, he got blown up a couple times, but
I mean, still alive.
yeah, he was one of the few people that made it through season 1 through the end of the last season.
Yeah.
So,
So all in all, with all these movies, probably wouldn't be too fun going to prison.
yeah, no.
Well, I think that's what most movies... That's the message for most movies.
Yeah. Yeah. So do whatever you can, listeners, to avoid that.
That's the best tip I've heard in a long time.
Just try not to go to prison. All right.
On to the next.
The countdown.
The countdown.
And on the countdown, what is this week? What's the movie?
Paths of Glory, right?
Paths of Glory.
It's Paths of Glory, not
Paths,
Paths to
yeah.
Glory.
Of Glory.
Paths of Glory. And let me tell you, first,
Number 77. Let me cut you off. Let me get that.
please do.
Number 77.
77 Paths of Glory. Very good.
Yeah, going into it, I'm not the old time kind of movies, but this one I actually liked. It made me a little angry though.
Well, as it should.
All right, well, put it out. Directed by Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-hmm. Starring Kurt Russell.
Who also
Russell.
directed
Not
2000.
Kirk. No, starring Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas, not Kurt
Jesus.
Russell. If so,
Gee.
Kurt Russell looks incredible for his age. But no, Kubrick directed also 2001: Space Odyssey. Correct?
And Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah,
And The Shining.
yeah.
Yeah.
We've done a few of his
Big.
movies.
And Doctor Strangelove, which is 2 more in the list. I believe he directed that, but yeah.
So first 15, 20 minutes of this movie, I was bored.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were talking in that room and
it was
stuff.
just, I was just not impressed. And then the battle started, and I'm like, okay. And then I got into it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like, it took me a minute. So if you're gonna watch this movie, give it a second.
Yeah, I'll agree to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I really enjoyed in the beginning, he's walking through the trenches. The shots of following the characters down the trenches, I think, were fantastic cinematography.
like-
like it just looked really good.
yeah.
You
What
know?
was cool going? So but for anybody who doesn't know, it covers the French
Mhm.
during World War One
Mhm.
fighting the Germans.
Mhm.
Yeah. And No
Um,
Man's Land and the trenches.
Yeah. And Kirk Douglas is a
Colonel.
colonel.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So the cool shot that I thought was when he's walking, not only walking into the barracks, right,
Mhm.
or the tunnel or wherever they go, but when they're walking back out to go to war, the like demeanor of all the soldiers change the closer he gets to like the smoky area at the
Yeah.
end. So like everybody's kind of relaxed and talking at the beginning, and then by the time he gets to the end, everybody's like
Yeah.
basically like
The one guy's shell shocked and
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so basically, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it a little bit.
Yeah.
What it is it's a an attack. He's ordered to launch an attack on an enemy position. The attack starts and it's not good. There are massive casualties, you know. There's no chance of them taking the position. So they pull back. And one of his companies didn't even attack.
right.
They
just
stayed.
stay back.
But the general is watching the whole thing. No good. Because he's one of those generals that's in it for glory. You know?
Yeah.
He thinks they're all cowards.
He's demanding everybody attack. So then he calls in a hit, an airstrike on their position.
Yeah, to get them moving. Which
who does that? Like
Right.
yeah. And the artillery commander is like, I need a written order for me to do this,
Right.
because if you die, this is not being put on me.
Right. So he doesn't go through with it.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Then they're defeated real bad in the battle. So then he wants people tried for cowardness.
Because he's embarrassed because they didn't win the battle.
Yeah. So he wants somebody to blame it on. So they basically randomly pick 3 guys.
Yeah. He has the Colonel Kirk Douglas's character pick 3 guys.
No, he doesn't pick.
he doesn't
No, he
pick
doesn't
them.
pick,
He
but-
gets his lieutenants or somebody.
Yeah,
but
each
he
company
tells
picks
the-
one person.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
he tells them to do it.
Yeah.
And one guy's picked because the lieutenant in his company is that guy knows that the lieutenant killed one of their own men.
Yeah.
So to get rid of that guy, he picks the guy who saw him do it.
Yeah.
Another guy is picked just by he drew the short straw.
Yeah.
And then
The third guy is picked because he's an undesirable.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
So-
he's a different nationality or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they get put on trial for cowardice, which if you are found guilty, it's death.
Now, do you think that's a fitting punishment?
What do you mean?
Get shot just because you're labeled a coward?
Yeah.
No, that shit is stupid.
Well, that's what they did.
Yeah, no.
You
yeah.
said it's fitting. You just
Well-
said yes.
I don't
You agree?
I agree. They should have been tried for cowardice, but I don't.
No, they shouldn't have. That was the whole point.
No,
of the movie.
no.
They shouldn't.
Yeah,
No,
they shouldn't have been. But if you are, said you're a coward, you should be tried and found guilty, and then been given the correct punishment. I don't believe, they should have been shot because a platoon or whatever doesn't get out of the trenches
I mean,
because they don't want to die. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten the fuck out the trenches because it was an impossible task. They had half their men.
Yeah, but Shaman, the argument against that is It's your job to go out.
Yeah, but it's also the job of the person in charge not to get 75% of his men killed. They're supposed to
they knew,
win.
Yeah.
He knew going in that was an impossible task.
Yeah.
He even told the guy who asked him that.
But that's not how it works. You don't make those decisions. If someone above you makes that decision,
are you siding with the bad guy?
I'm siding with them.
And people wonder why the French lost twice in one century.
Because they have listeners.
They had stupid men in charge.
It wasn't just the French. That's how it was.
Yeah, but they're wondering why the French lost twice. Because they had people like that guy in charge.
I'm not going to comment
You're
on
telling
French
me
battle
Churchill would have made that fucking decision? No, I guarantee you he would not have sacrificed 75% of his men.
Are we playing Risk right now?
To take a hill that probably would have been retaken in less than a day.
I disagree because that's literally the whole Vietnam War. That's the whole Korean War. I'm not agreeing
guys, we're
that
not
it's
talking
good.
battle strategies.
No, listen. I'm just saying, in the movie they picked 3 random guys. It was out of their control.
Yeah.
Even them being labeled cowards. The one guy, his platoon or his company or whatever, didn't even leave the trenches to attack. That's not that guy's fault. If anything, that falls on the commander of that groups for not taking his men out. Okay? And the other guys, they made it, but when you're the one guy said there was just him and another guy left.
Yeah, and he was ordered to return.
Exactly.
No, not that guy, but it was a different guy.
Oh, yeah.
When there's just 2 guys, I understand that.
One guy got knocked unconscious.
Yeah, the guy who never left the trench got knocked unconscious.
Yeah. But anyway. I keep waiting for somebody to rescue these guys.
Yeah. The whole movie, I'm like, okay, the guy's gonna come in last second, exonerate him or something, and the general is gonna get found guilty of bombarding his own men. Right? That's what I thought was gonna be the end, and then they get. Should I spoil it?
Yeah, they get 60 years old.
They get shot, and then it's like,
yeah, and then he gets caught with the evidence. Like that doesn't make any sense, and that's why dude flips out on him at the end.
Yeah, the high end general or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Did you know that at the end of that movie, the woman singing is Stanley Kubrick's wife?
I did know that.
I didn't know that.
I just knew that because I saw that.
What
her last
song
name
was that?
Yeah.
It was a German song about a soldier returning from battle to his dying wife.
I was wondering why like all the men in the bar were like crying, and I'm like, it had to have some significant, but obviously I didn't know
because they
the
viewed
song.
her as the enemy, whatever. Until,
But she was doing something.
and then they
beautiful.
heard her voice, and then
which her voice wasn't that good.
Yeah,
that wasn't the point of it.
I know, but I'm just saying. But no, I think the reason why they still were executed is because you have the soldiers who do all the work, who fight the fight, and the generals are purely political. Okay, you have to save face in their eyes. I'm not saying
I
in their eyes.
They were saving face.
So they carried on through it, but then that's why he even said something about that when he's like, well, you have to clear your name, when they were talking about him ordering the artillery strike, and that's why he's pissed, because he's not going to be able to clear his name.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was wrong.
Yeah.
Because those guys were innocent. There's no questioning. Like, they were 100% innocent.
Yeah, like you said, they should have made the platoon leader, whoever who refused to get out of the trenches.
They were gonna execute like 100 people.
He died, and then it fell onto the hands of the lieutenant who had to pick the guy.
They were gonna execute like 100 people.
Yeah, he requested 100.
And at the end, that general wouldn't have got caught because he gave him a list and written statements to everybody. They just would have killed all those people.
Yeah,
and that general would have saved face.
Yeah,
because that would have been way easier covering those guys up than
getting rid of a general like that. Yeah,
they just would have killed like 5 people who had those written statements.
Yeah, but
they're just whacking people like
that,
they
don't care. I mean, look, in between the court martial and the execution, they're having a fucking dance party.
Question for you: What of the 3 guys, which way would you have went out?
Being strapped to the pole, unconscious, being blindfolded, or being able to see it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
see it.
Okay.
If you're gonna kill me, I'm gonna look at you in the face when you kill me.
HeMan would have been the guy on the right that stood there and took it. Alex
Why are you being?
would have been the guy that cried, and I would have been the guy that got knocked out in the
I disagree.
Because I would just
Why
I knew I was
are
about,
you assaulting my character right now?
I'm not. I'm keeping it real.
How?
Because that's not. There's no assault on that guy's character. He doesn't want to die.
Yeah, that's a human emotion.
Yeah. Keeping it real.
I disagree.
He's super mad.
I don't think you would have been that bad.
It's already said.
He's so hurt.
I understand why he's hurt. But no, I think Alex would have took it like a man.
Nah, we're on to the next question.
No, you can give
We're
your
on
opinion.
to the next question.
Oh my god. I make
No.
fun of Shaman all the time and he takes it.
No.
Give one little
No.
Why would
And
you
I
be the
still-
guy who's unconscious?
because I would lose if I was being tried for something that I didn't do and I knew I was about to die, I would just go insane and like attack somebody and then
I feel like that'd been more me.
I would get pistol whipped or something and then I would be that would be me.
I would have got shot before the whole trial. Like not the trial.
Well,
As soon
that's
as
what
I
I'm
got
saying.
found guilty,
Well, that's what
I'd
I'm
have
saying.
fucking.
Dude just lost his mind, punched the priest. He was just wilding out and then just got knocked out. And somebody, that's what would happen to me.
The guy who is the undesirable guy, the guy who was crying,
Yeah.
and like his real person, he got fired from the movie because he was so like rowdy, and he even while they were filming, he pretended to get kidnapped to get publicity.
But how do you get fired if he's in the whole movie?
They filmed the that's why he's not in any of the
scenes?
fighting scenes, and that's why when the priest comes in to give them their like confession,
Yeah.
he's facing the wall. It's not him.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Interesting.
only saw him like a couple times in the movie, like when the trial, when they got shot, and when he was face to face with the priest.
Yep.
So
Interesting.
Kirk Douglas hated him.
Well, disagree, but
But that's why he was
stand by my
so.
judgment.
That's why he was so like animated in the trial scene because
Yeah,
he was
he was all,
pissed
like-
off at that guy.
yeah, so on, and he was just like,
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's
Stanley Kubrick told
real emotion.
told I forget the guy's name, but the undesirable guy. Stanley Kubrick told him to keep it up just to piss off Kirk Douglas even more.
I didn't
thought
mean
was
that you were
pretty funny.
undesirable, Alex. If that's
Hey,
what you got from
you
me.
said what you said.
Not by me, but somebody, I'm sure.
Hey. Anyways.
what would you rate it?
I'm gonna go 7, 8.
Well, that's solid.
Yeah.
For me, slow start,
Yeah.
but the second half of the movie, I was really into it. The battle scenes for the time were pretty decent.
I thought so.
The timed explosions with them walking through the things.
I mean, there were some mistakes. Like one bomb went off, and the people around him didn't die.
That's
It's like,
There was one where he was walking through the trenches and there was a dead guy in the trench and a bomb exploded and the dead guy flinched. And I was like, oh.
yeah, so,
I think this is definitely a movie that color would have hurt.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Like, the fact that it's in black and white helps it a lot.
Yeah.
Those battle scenes, because I'm sure those sets were horrible.
Yeah.
But for the time, I'm gonna give it a 7.9.
Oh, okay.
What about you?
7.5.
7.5?
Okay.
That's respectable.
7.9 is probably too high, but that was my gut. I wanted to give you
Yeah?
respect.
Yeah.
You
I
know-
mean, watch it at least once, I would say.
It only cost $1 million to make that movie, and $300,000 of it was Kirk Douglas's paycheck.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
They did not spend a lot of
making
money on that.
He was the best
50s?
actor in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he got the most screen time, didn't he?
Oh yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
I think so.
I like how he made the lieutenant who sent the guy to get killed be in charge of the firing squad, so he had the blood on his hands,
Yeah.
and he knew he had the blood on his hands. I like that little revenge
He
kind of thing.
apologized at the last second. I'm like, motherfucker.
He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, give it a whirl. Watch it if you haven't been able to. Next week, number 76 is going to be what's it going to be? Witness of the Prosecution.
I have no idea what that is.
Another
Never
50
heard of
movie.
it.
That was I was expecting like a total war movie with this one. It turned into like A Few Good Men, like a court,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a war crimes
That's a good
movie.
comparison.
Yeah.
It was banned in a lot of countries because of how anti-war it was.
I believe it.
Yeah. But yeah, give it a watch.
On to the next one. What did you watch? Shaman, what'd you watch?
Okay, so I've waited to talk about this because I watched everything in the week, and I wasn't gonna tell you guys what I watched. So I'm gonna spoil it. I don't think either one of you guys would watch it. The new HeMan show on Netflix.
Okay.
Okay, starting off.
Is it a cartoon?
Yeah, I love HeMan. Watched the early 2000 version, and I watched the 80s version.
Okay.
I have a 80s bedspread of HeMan.
There's real passion coming from Shaman right now.
Love it. One of my top favorite cartoons.
Okay.
Absolutely hated this version.
Ooh. Hated it?
Hated it. Not that it didn't have good action. Not because it was
it the
bad.
style of animation?
No. The show is called HeMan. HeMan was in the season for maybe 10 minutes.
Was it like Spawn?
He dies in the first episode.
Wow.
How do you have a show called HeMan not have HeMan?
So what's it about?
The fucking side chick.
The Tiger Girl?
Oh.
Yeah, like
Is that a different show?
Yeah.
It's not okay. Let me ask. Is it like He-Man?
The title is He-Man Revelation. Still
Man.
He-Man.
Woman Haters Club?
No.
I'm sorry.
And I'm gonna get some backlash for this, but they made it politically correct.
Okay.
Made it all about the side chicks, right?
Okay.
The evil in.
Yeah, but if he's dead, that's who it would
Yeah,
naturally
right?
be about.
No, she's not, they're not even main characters. She's the daughter of one of the actual heroes of the universe.
You feel that she's using the He-Man name for her own?
No,
game.
I think the directors were trying to make it politically correct, and they were trying to make it empower women. If you wanted to do that, reboot the fucking She-Ra cartoon. Great cartoon in its own right. It was a spin-off of He-Man for little girls. If you wanted to do that, reboot that.
Yeah.
Hated it. I mean, I do like the concept where He-Man is not infallible. You know, he loses a battle.
What's that word mean? Like
He's not invincible.
Okay.
Like he makes mistakes, which he does.
Well,
That's
clearly
why,
he dies.
yeah, he dies.
How's he die?
He sacrifices himself in the first 10
Is
minutes.
He-Man the one with the bad guy with the purple hood?
Yeah,
He's like
Skeletor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's He-Man. Well, Skeletor's the purple guy. He-Man's the
I know who Skeletor is.
right.
Interesting.
I just I
Is
as
it-
soon as he dies, I was like, I'm gonna dislike this whole season.
Is it over? The season?
No, the ending. I'm not gonna spoil the exact ending. It opens it up for another season.
Okay.
Right.
Which you're gonna watch anyway.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? I think it's the second G.I. Joe movie. They kill Duke.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I'm like, you can have liberties with a movie, a franchise, whatever, but to completely go off script. Like they added new characters, I was fine with that. They changed some plot things, great. Do your own style. That's what makes a franchise good. But they completely changed everything.
Yeah. So you would not recommend?
Probably not.
All right. Well, that's what we're here for.
Is it
people.
like an
I mean,
adult cartoon or is
No,
it?
it's still a child cartoon. I mean, it's like a teenage cartoon. I mean, people get stabbed, stuff like that. But the original ones were
Are
cartoon.
other people upset? Have you talked to any
I don't
other
know.
He-Man?
I don't know. I haven't read any reviews.
You should go. You should.
You
check
haven't
out
read any
Reddit.
reviews? You seem pretty passionate about
Yeah,
it.
I was passionate because of my stance on it. And I know I'm going to get some backlash how I feel about it, but
His address is. All right. Well, that's all right. Well, you're entitled to your opinion, and
I respect.
we'll
that.
take it. Alex, what did you watch?
You know what I watched?
I don't. That's why I asked.
Donnie Brasco. You thought I was gonna do it.
I did.
No, I did watch Donnie Brasco.
All right.
Have you seen it?
no, I haven't
I don't
heard
think
of
so. I've heard of it, but
It's
I just don't.
Al Pacino, Johnny Depp.
it. Okay.
Johnny Depp is it's based true story mob movie, like most of them. Johnny Depp's a FBI agent working undercover. Al Pacino's a mid-level made guy, and it's just about him Johnny Depp infiltrating his group and trying to get information to arrest him. But the movie makes you feel bad for Al Pacino's character because he's been in the game for a really long time, keeps getting passed over for promotions and stuff. And him and Johnny Depp's character become best friends, and Johnny Depp basically forgets he's in the FBI and starts, like, you know, thinking he has a wife and kids. He basically just forgets about, and just goes and lives the life of crime. But then, you know, things go awry. It turns out they get arrested. They still don't believe that he was an FBI agent because the FBI, they were pissed at Johnny Depp for because he had to check in every day, you know, and he stopped doing that. And he had money that he took from a raid that no one knew about. And he was going to just buy a boat, and him and Al Pacino were going to just go and live somewhere else. But they ended up getting caught by the FBI, and I'm not doing any good justice describing it. It's really good, though. It's not as good.
To, man.
Not as good as Goodfellas, not as good as Casino, but it's along those lines. Yeah. It's really good. The dialogue's a little cheesy in my opinion, but I heard that the dialogue is very similar because he had like tape recorders, he had a wire. It's very similar to how they actually talked, but there's a whole bunch of like forget about it, and you know, and I'm like,
do that again.
Forget about it.
I can see Alex, the
mobster.
I freaking love mobster movies. I love them. But it's good. It's not super long. It's like 2 hours. But it is a true story. Him and his wife are still in hiding, and his kids are in like witness protection type situation. It's good.
Cool.
It shows people getting whacked. You know. Yeah, I would. It's crazy. Like, if you're in the mob, you could just be walking down the street. Someone walks up behind you, puts a bullet in the back of your head, and just keeps walking.
I can see Alex being a mafia man, just sitting in a diner eating a plate of spaghetti with some rings on him.
That's it.
Gold chain.
That's the life.
Right?
What's he do? That's what he does. That's it right there.
No one bothers
Big
him.
Al. Get another plate of spaghetti. Hey, come get another plate of spaghetti.
Yeah, that's the life. That's the life right there. Go to prison for a couple years, get out, you know. It's fine. Drive a Cadillac. Yeah. It's fine.
All right, well, would recommend.
I would. I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, my what did you watch is kind of along those lines, but not really. It's a Netflix original documentary called Heist. And it's 6 episodes.
Okay.
2 episodes per story. So the first one is this woman who falls in love with this guy who got out of prison.
Are these true stories?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they have like the people in them telling stories and stuff. It's really good. Really well put together.
Okay.
The first one, it's a woman and a guy. She gets a job at Loomis or something, the armored truck.
Yeah.
And they rob her casino route, get all these millions and take off overseas, and it's about them. Mm-hmm. Then the second one is about these guys that come over from Cuba, and they figure out that where the money comes in from the planes is like unguarded when it's at the airport. Mm-hmm. So they rob the airport of that money, and that it's their story.
I assume everyone gets caught in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so, I mean, not everybody actually. So
okay.
You should yeah. And then the third one is about the Pappy Van Winkle thefts. Like the bourbon, the scotch, like at Buffalo Trace distilleries, there were like thefts of all this bourbon, like worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like
they took the actual bourbon.
They took the actual bourbon, and one guy gets kind of like pinned for it, and I don't think he really orchestrated. He wasn't like, he was just another guy that took stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But he got pinned for it. But it's a really good series. 6 episodes. They go fast. I watched most of them on a plane, so they flew by. But
yeah. Would you recommend?
Yeah, for sure.
Does it have like recreation or reenactments, or is it just them telling their stories?
They have like some reenactment. Not a ton,
or like flashbacks.
Yeah. You know what I love? When you're watching shows like that, like Forensic Files or something like that, okay? And they have a reenactment, and the actors playing these characters or the people look nothing.
Oh no,
this
was pretty similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you see the
and
actor,
then they show real pictures and stuff throughout, like when they get caught, and like there's like real pictures mixed in with the reenactment, and they're pretty close.
What's that robbery movie with Zach Galifianakis, and they rob a truck.
Oh, with his like wife or somebody and the creepy.
They take the funny pictures and stuff. That was a Loomis truck too, I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget. I don't think it was a very good movie, but it was a true story.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Wrecking stuff over here. All right, well, do we have anything else?
No.
I don't think so.
If you guys don't mind, give us some reviews. Maybe not reviews, but rate us. Give us a rating. You know, we'd love to hear that, hear from you, and see that. Facebook, Apple, anywhere you listen to. Yeah. You know, give us some feedback.
If you want to hear about something in particular, any category, let us know. And we'll try to get to it. Yep. We got some big things coming soon, hopefully in the works that you'll be able to see.
And or feel.
Yeah. And maybe smell if the technology's there.
It's working along. Anyways.
We'll see how that goes. Shout out to Stacy, our fan that we ran into at the fair. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Catch you next week.
See ya.